Hey guys, what's up? So I just wanted to record, turn on my camera for a second. But yeah, I was watching this video and I've been seeing like a few videos about it. This girl was just talking about like spirituality and religion and stuff, which I'm not gonna get into much of that because I don't know much about it. But I do feel like I'm very spiritual, and I just feel like recently I don't know, like I don't really talk about it, and I feel like it's weird to say, but like I feel like recently I've had like an epiphany or like just a realization about life, and just yeah, I was wanting to start this video because I was trying to think like how it started, and it kind of started when I've like always saw things about like having a spiritual awakening and stuff, and like crystals and stuff and all that, but like I never like really knew the meaning of like a spiritual awakening until like just recently, I feel like. And I feel like I've been seeing stuff like that for like years, or like a year now or whatever. But for real, what started it was I started seeing like repeating numbers. And sorry, I get kind of weird because I'm like talking to a camera, but like, and I'm like looking at myself in the viewfinder, but this weed is so good. You can't see it, but it really is so good. But yeah, it started like I would see repeating numbers, and I guess something just made me think like to look up what it meant, because I would see like random like numbers all the time, or like repeating numbers, and not really like think that much about it, or like that much in depth to it. But something like, I guess I just started seeing like maybe the same number a lot, or like the same repeating numbers, and something made me look it up, like the meaning of it, and it came up with like angel numbers, and like yeah, like just your angel numbers, and like signs from your angels, which I would say maybe that they're signs or like representations of where you're at in your life right now when you see them, or maybe where you're going or whatever. But then I started to like look into what all the angel numbers were and what they meant, and it kind of like started to open a door. And then I found something about like your chakras, and at first I didn't look too much into it, but I did see things about like your chakras, and then I saw like affirmations, and like people talking about affirmations and stuff, and then that kind of like went hand in hand with the chakras.
These affirmations, either out loud or silently, to activate your third eye chakra.
And then I would look up the chakras and like what each one of them meant, and then that opened up a door to like working on myself, because when you check each one of your chakras, you kind of like go down the line or go up, and that's part of your affirmations too. Like, see, I'm still like studying and like learning, but each one of them like means a different thing. That's why I have different albums on my phone, like for specific things. So yeah, angel numbers, you can go down the line and see what each one means, which I'll put on the screen. And then like I would look up like, more things that they would mean, and new beginnings, and then thoughts creating your reality, and then really thinking about like what I thought about like in my head, like just studying myself. And like I thought about this earlier, like almost like, well, this is not the same thing, but like just earlier I was thinking like I don't know what made me think of it, but I just had a thought like about like dating yourself, or like how people need to like date themselves more, like get to know themselves more, like wonder about their own childhood, or ask, their own opinion, like take yourself out by yourself things, like just all that stuff. And but yeah, just studying yourself, and just like being aware of what I'm doing with my time and what I'm consuming and looking at. And that's why I try to like be self-conscious of how much I'm on my phone and what I'm looking at when I'm on my phone, because I'll go on there to do something and I'll easily like get sidetracked on an app or like on a social media thing. But yeah, it just made me think about and really be selective of what I am looking at. So then I started to just look at more like chakras and more things about the chakras. This is like an actual thing and you can look it up. I'm like, how is this not like taught? You know what I mean? Like, how does people not know this? And it's like I don't know, it's just weird. And so then I started just really being into it. Like, damn, I'm curious, like what each of the chakras meant, like let alone their names and like what they're for. Like your crown chakra for spirituality, and your third eye chakra for awareness, your throat chakra, it's communication. And then yeah, I know like the names of my chakras now, but I haven't memorized like which one's for what. Next to crown chakra, it says, in quotes, I am connected to Goddess within me and all around me. And that kind of is an affirmation, like I am. And each one of them has a thing for that. And then I'll put on the screen because I know y'all ain't gonna want to sit here and hear me say all this. But this is just like kind of how I got like on a roll and actually started like looking deeper and like healing. And actually, like I used to think like, I was fine, and I was dealing with my childhood trauma, and because I wasn't depressed, like I still had a job, I was still doing things, I was still doing okay, when really I just didn't think about anything. I like suppressed everything, didn't think about nothing, just forgot about it all. And deep down, you need to really dig into that and figure out like why, like just, I don't know, just really digging into it and into yourself, and bringing those memories to the surface and becoming okay with them. Where was I going? See, it's so hard. I lose my train of thought like a lot. I feel like it's already happened a lot, like where I was going with things. But yeah, like just digging into all of those things, like it made me like just really like kind of awaken into myself. And then like once you deal with all of like your healing and shit, which I also ran on to like shadow work, and I still need to look into that more. But yeah, there's like a whole thing with doing shadow work and just getting to know yourself and like, you know, what made you upset, like why we're like just big parts of like your life that were impactful, parts of your life that like had like big impacts, like made your life what it is now. Like it, like that's the whole point of like all of anything that happens to you, good or bad. Like it all makes you who you are now and brings you to where you're supposed to be. And so just learning to accept, you know, your trauma, or accept like things that have happened, or why you got upset about what you did, and learning how to forgive, because one thing I've learned is, well, aside from like family traumas and stuff, I didn't really get to talk about a lot of things growing up, so just talking about your trauma or talking about things is good, and it helps. And then aside from that, yeah, like aside from that, like other relationships and friendships, aside from family, that all lead you to where you're supposed to be too. I feel like any person you meet or relationship that you form, it's a reflection of yourself. And it's funny because I really learn a lot from people, and looking back on it, it's teaching you a lot about yourself. And yeah, and that goes with like the interconnectedness and being a whole, and like, I don't know, there's almost like a thing about like just us being like the universe experiencing itself. And I know it just sounds crazy to say and stuff, but like this video that I watched before this, she said how like she kind of thought, because she was talking about like religion and spirituality, which like I said, I don't know much about religion, but she kind of put it as like Christ being a mindset, and like Jesus awakening is Christ or something, I don't know, like into his highest self and into that mindset, and he was trying to teach other people the way and to follow that way. But yeah, I mean, it's really like wholesome. And then like you realize, like once you're healed and everything and trauma and all that, what was I gonna say? It goes with like meditation and meditating and like becoming like your higher self, like just learning like to always forgive people, because it's a blessing in disguise, you know, they're teaching you something about yourself, And a lot of times, if you feel hurt by somebody, it had nothing to do with you. It's just a reflection of them or what they need to work on. And you noticing that says something about you, which is what I recently learned. And I could see that. I could see it because I feel like I attract people that maybe need fixing, or yeah, I don't know, like I want to help them or something. I don't know, but like a lot of times, like things I see in other people are qualities that I feel like I lack. Like I would lack like self-love and putting myself first. And I would see other people doing that and think like, oh, they're hurting me, like, but it was really nothing about me. They were just, doing their life. And that just shows me like, I need to be more like that, which that's just one example. It made me think of another example of saying that. Or like in my experience, like if I thought somebody like lied to me, I thought like, oh my God, they lied to me. But really, or like somebody betrayed you or something, really it's all internal. Like, it's all internal. Like, there's probably some underlying, things that they need to deal with, and they probably did that, not for them, but they probably did that without even doing it to hurt you. It was probably nothing even to do with you. It was probably everything to do with them and how they felt and what they, felt they needed or, didn't want. And a lot of people, I feel like, do need to do inner work, and that's the only reason I wanted to share, because I feel like maybe it might help other people, because I feel like, I don't know, like recently I just feel like all that stuff has really helped me. And yeah, I'm gonna finish rolling this. And yeah, I just feel like a lot of people need to do inner work, and like a lot of things is not about you, like everything in everybody's life, like, yeah. And I recently saw this quote, and it put something in a perfect perspective, or in perfect words. It said, having meaningful connections without attachment. And that is the one right there. Because at the end of the day, you need to be okay with yourself. And I feel like where you're at mentally is a really big thing. I feel like that's a huge thing. Like, I don't know why. Like, there's so much distraction, like physical distraction, and phones and TV and this and that. Like, your mind is so distracted, like you don't even think about like your mental health or like your mental or anything, you know what I mean? Like, you're just constantly overstimulated and distracted. But if you just sit down, like, if your phone has your phone like ever died, or like you just happen to be by yourself and it's just quiet and silent, like, and then you start to think, like, some people think like, oh my God, I overthink all the time, like, but really you need to think and sit with your thoughts or analyze your thoughts. Why are you overthinking all the time? What are you thinking about? Obviously you need to make peace with something or something, you know what I mean? But things like, and then that goes hand in hand, like all that goes hand in hand with like manifesting and meditating and yeah, there's just so many things. But yeah, I'm gonna spark up this blunt, and I really want to make not like a guide or anything, like just I've been wanting to do this like for myself, like to help myself learn and remember. Like I want to make like a scrapbook or something, like, and have like, you know, the angel numbers and this and that and all the stuff on there. I don't know. If you know, hear what I'm saying, I appreciate you. If you feel me, I don't know if y'all feel me or not, but that's okay if you don't. You might not be there yet, you know what I mean? It's a ongoing process every day. I shouldn't be stressed out, but I try not to worry about what I can't control. But yeah, that's why I'm like, so I like this song called Pop Out.
Shorties I used to keep stats, relax, all they wanna much. When I pop out, show me love.